Right, well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Cabinet meeting on Tuesday, the 12th of October, 2021 at 2 p.m. It's great to see so many of you here, and also welcome to those of you who are tuning in at home. Well, firstly, before I open the meeting... Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Cabinet meeting on Sorry about that, just a bit of a repeat there. We always do love to hear what... Right, we'll start that again. Well, anyway, lovely to see you all. Before we do get started with the agenda, what I would just like to say is to pay tribute to a couple of our members of South Kensington District Council. Firstly, I'd like to pay a special tribute to Councillor Barry Dobson, who has undertaken the role of Deputy Leader for the last 2 and a bit years now. Councillor Dobson obviously took the decision to resign from the role of Deputy Leader and will remain in his role as the Cabinet Member for Leisure. So I'd like to personally put on record my thanks for everything he has done in supporting me since I became Leader and before then. And I know you'll continue to be a valued member of the Cabinet team, so thank you. And I would also like to pay special thanks as well to Councillor Dr. Peter Mosley, who has taken the decision to resign off of the Cabinet. I know the Cabinet can be an exceedingly time-consuming task, and Peter has done a superb job over the last 4 years, I think it is now, since he joined the Cabinet in 2017, looking after our commercial waste, our commercial and our operations portfolio here at South Kensington District Council. I think all of Cabinet and the management team join me in thanking Peter for his hard work and dedication in that role, and we wish him all the best for the future. Which is why we'll also be announcing a slight reshuffle in some of the Cabinet portfolios today. So there will be no new additions to the Cabinet. However, some of the delegations will be moved around to other members of the Cabinet. So I will remain as the Cabinet Member for Economic Development and Growth. However, I will also be picking up business continuity and emergency planning, climate change, Future High Street Fund, Information Technology, Internet of Things and Digital Connectivity. As many of you all know, Councillor Adam Stokes has been appointed as the Deputy Leader of the Council, and his portfolio will also slightly change to the Cabinet Member for Finance and Waste Services. So he'll also be picking up the roles of Commercial, Industrial and Clinical Waste Collection and Management, Domestic Waste and Recycling Management. Councillor Stokes will also be becoming the Vice Chairman of Invest SK and also picking up the Street Scene and Cleaning. Councillor Barry Dobson will remain in his role as the Cabinet Member for Leisure. Councillor Annie Mason will remain in the title of Cabinet Member for People and Safer Communities, but also picking up air quality, CCTV and noise. Councillor Robert Reid will retain the title of Cabinet Member for Housing and Property, and also picking up car parks, Environment SK, flooding. Robert will also become the Chairman of Gravitas Housing Limited, Green Open Space Management, Soft Facilities Management, Street Lighting and Street Parking Permits. Councillor Nick Robbins will retain his title of Cabinet Member for Planning and Planning Policy, and also picking up Building Control. Councillor Rosemary Trollope-Bellew will retain her title of Cabinet Member for Culture and Visitor Economy, and also picking up allotments, historic parks and gardens and public conveniences. And the final member, Councillor Linda Wotton will have a new title, which will be the Cabinet Member for Corporate Governance and Licensing. And that is all the changes to the Cabinet delegations at present, and I'll make sure that they're circulated to our monitoring officer and to members of the Council and management team. Therefore, we'll move on to the agenda as put, and therefore we'll go to the register of attendance, please.
Thank you, Leader. I can confirm that there are no apologies for absence and all Cabinet members are present as expected.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. So moving on to agenda item number 2, which is the disclosure of interest. So if you do have any disclosure of interest at any point during the meeting, then please do not hesitate to disclose those at the appropriate time. Moving on to the minutes of the previous meeting held on the 14th of September, from pages 3 to 9. Do you have any comments or observations on the minutes? Could I have a proposer then, please, for those minutes? Councillor Trollope-Bellew and a seconder, Councillor Robbins. And can we indicate if all of those in favour, please? That's brilliant. Thank you very much. And are you abstaining? Yeah. And an abstention from Councillor Mason because she wasn't here. We do have the exempt minutes of the meeting held on the 14th of September. Now, obviously, if we do wish to discuss these, we have to go into closed session. So my proposal will be, Councillor Reid, are you proposing? No. Those. Are you wishing to discuss them?
I apologise, Leader. I should have disclose an interest that I sit on Bourne Town Council as a town councillor. I should have made that point clear for item 4 under the special expense area. So I will be speaking, but I shall not be voting on that occasion.
Thank you. So do I have a proposer for the exempt minutes, please? Councillor Trott-Bellew again, and a seconder is Councillor Stokes. Therefore, I'll take a vote on those then, please. That's brilliant. That's all in favour and then 1 abstention from Councillor Mason. So therefore, moving on to items for the Cabinet decision, which are key. And the first agenda item is the Bourne special expense area. And I'll hand over to the Deputy Leader for his report, please.
Thank you, Leader. So over the last few weeks, officers and Cabinet colleagues have met with representatives from Bourne Town Council to progress a long-held ambition by the Council of the Bourne Town Council to remove the Bourne special expense area by transferring responsibility of the assets currently being charged to their special expense area. For the Bourne SEA, this is the recreation playing field and pavilion in Bourne Town Centre and the playing fields at Dyke. The proposal is to transfer these at a nominal consideration. All responsibilities for their upkeep and maintenance will be the responsibility of the Town Council. The transfer date is proposed for the 1st of April 2022 in line with the financial year. This will enable the District Council to adjust its budgets and enable the Town Council to include the operational and running costs in their annual preset setting cycle. Both parties will be responsible for their legal fees incurred, and the Town Council will be transferred the assets on a sold as seen basis. There will be legal protections put in place to ensure these assets continue to be used as community assets for the local population to enjoy. The Cabinet is also asked to approve the transfer of the Bourne SEA reserve, the balance which will be confirmed at the year end, but is projected to be in the region of £32,000. These funds will support the ongoing development of the amenities at the 2 locations and support ongoing costs. Attached to the report was the 2 land registry plans from the land registry, in order to provide members here and also those that have read the agenda online the details of the land in question. The exact transfer boundary will be finalised as part of the transfer. So what I'm asking Cabinet this afternoon is to approve the freehold transfer of the recreation ground Bourne and Dyke playing field to Bourne Town Council, subject to the disposal requirements in accordance with section 123 of the Local Government Act 1972. I'm also asking the Cabinet to approve the transfer date from the 1st of April 2022, thus removing the Bourne special expense area from our budgets. And number 3, I'm also asking the Cabinet to approve the transfer of the balance of the Bourne special expense area reserve to Bourne Town Council upon completion of the asset transfer. Thank you, Leader.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. And we'll go to Councillor. Well, I'm happy to second the report. And I am very much in favour of this. I know we've been talking as a council for quite some time now about removing the special expense areas across the board because it is the right thing to do. And actually by doing this transfer, it's also putting local communities in charge of their local assets in terms of the access that they have to pockets of money and improving certainly some of the facilities that we've seen across some of the other towns, including Stamford. So I'm happy to second, and I'll go to you first, Councillor Reid.
Thank you very much, Leader. I have taken careful consideration from Bourne Town councillors, Chair of Finance, and the way forward. And we really believe it's the right and proper thing for us, and it will be a benefit of direct management as a community facility. In addition to that, I would like Cabinet to know in particular our Director for Finance that we already have sought as to having a provision straight away as a reserve for these particular facilities when the balance transfer is made. Thank you very much.
Brilliant. Thank you. Do we have any other speakers on this agenda item? No. Therefore, it's been proposed and seconded. So all those in favour, please do indicate. And that is the majority in favour. Did you want to declare you're abstaining? An abstention from Councillor Reid. Brilliant. Therefore, we move on to the next agenda item, which is an item for Cabinet decision, which is non-key, and that's the Statement of Community Involvement 2021. I'll hand over to Councillor Robbins, please.
Thank you, Leader. Appendix A on page 29 of your agenda pack today forms the statement of community involvement. An error by me brought the draft document before Cabinet on the 14th of September that didn't include vital comments about how we accept consultation and information. It didn't reflect the revisions made by Councillor Mason, and I thank her for those. I'll draw your attention to Appendix B and ask you to note the marked changes. Therefore, and not for the first time, do I ask for your support in approving this revisited, the revised statement of community interest for 2021.
Councillor Mason, please.
Thank you. Yeah, the minor modifications in this report provides more clarity for those with protected characteristics. So I'm happy to support this and happy to second it, Leader. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Do I have any other comments on this report? Councillor Reid, please.
Thank you very much. I welcome this, and it's very good to see Shazza here, and also to read the works that Jake Horton has done, a good officer too. And of course, what this is all about, and in particular, is to do with the white paper and the way for planning and the way forward. And part of the contents of this is our neighbourhood plans, those that are adopted, those that are in process, and indeed to encourage other parishes to adopt theirs as well, because they are going to become even more important in the weighting of what developments are actually made in individual parishes. It's a hard, arduous journey that our parishes have to make. I know there is some financial support in them actually doing them, but there's a lot of groundwork in doing them, and every encouragement should be given to parishes that will embark on the journey. And I wish them well to do so, and would give them every encouragement. Thank you very much.
Brilliant. Thank you. Do you have any further comments on this report? No. It's been proposed and seconded. So all those in favour do please indicate. And that is unanimous. So moving on to agenda item number 6, which is matters referred to by the Councillor, Overview and Scrutiny Committees. We have no report. Under items for information, the key and non-key decisions taken under delegated powers. We've got no report for that one either. So therefore, the final agenda item, which is agenda item number 8, which is the Cabinet Forward Plan. Do you have any comments or observations on that? Councillor Stokes first, please.
Yes, I'd like to add a item for the November meeting, if possible. That's come to my attention. It's the material change of circumstances, the business rates relief package. Let's go on to the agenda for the 7th of November, please.
Great, thank you. I'm sure we can have that added. Councillor Reid.
Thank you very much, Sharon. I hope that as we go through our cabinet agendas and our forward plan, that we actually get a bit more participation from our overview and scrutiny committees. I remember on several occasions when I was part of the scrutiny function, needing to come here and to give the cabinet reports of their findings and what actually went on. And, you know, they would be a benefit, they would be a support, that we've got eyes looking over our shoulders. It's not that we don't welcome them. So I hope, this isn't the first time we've had nothing. So I'm looking forward to hearing in the future. Thank you, Leader.
No, thank you, Councillor Reid. I think it's just the way the timetables happened on this occasion. Well, therefore, as that report is for noting, that now concludes the business for today's Cabinet meeting, and I call the meeting to a close at 2:15.